Hi, welcome to Don's Manufactory. Well, oh gosh, I don't even know what I'm going to say here. So I've decided I'm going to look at these arms again. And so what I've been doing here is looking at these spherical joints, how they're designed. You can see right there, see there's a dark mark where it's been rubbing, but then right there you can see where it's starting to gall. But see, like right there, I can feel that galled surface. I can feel this galled surface. I can catch my fingernail on it. I can feel it go through the joint when I turn it through this way. There's a little catch right there. Okay, so that's that one. The other one, let's get a look-see at that. You can see how galled that joint is. And yeah, you can really catch fingernail on it. This has to be that clanking noise that I hear when I go over bumps. Is this ball impacting the surface of the joint? Yeah, I don't know if you can see that, but you can see where it's contacting the rim right there. What's happening is this is being pushed towards the inside of the car. So mostly when you hit a bump or whatever, it's going to be this inside edge that contacts the ball, the surface of the ball. I don't know as they're up to the task. But in the case of this particular designed arm, it's absolutely necessary, because let me show you with this one. You can see how this is at an angle. That's because as soon as you put caster on the car, then one arm gets longer than the other, and these joints have to take up the fact that they've rotated when you set caster. So you can see how it's closer to the washer here than it is over here. For me, this is something I've talked about before, but I will reiterate here. When I was setting these up, the thing I was really trying to do was to get the location of these pickup points in proper relationship to the lower control arm. So then it doesn't matter if you're taking this arm, and I'll flip it over the right way. If you're taking this arm, so this is driver's side, and you're swinging it over like this for caster, you're still pivoting on the proper pickup points. So the arc of this ball joint stays correct in relationship to the lower ball joint and the lower control arm. In other words, even though you're adjusting caster like this, the two arms are arcing on the same arc. When you use shims, the difference is that you're altering the pickup point. So one pickup point is being moved out in order to get caster. Now that makes the arm swing on an arc like this. So it's no longer just having an arc to the outside, it's actually got an arc to the rear as well. The arc's not being correct when you're trying to push a bunch of shims into the like the OEM control arms. Those arcs would have to be absolutely perfect, but if you hit a bump on one side of the car and it's different on the other side of the car, those arcs will cause a bump steer situation where one side, the position of the steering arm on the spindle is being moved. It's actually being lowered. The steering link, the tie rod has to be longer. So what it's doing is it's pulling in on that steering rod, which is causing it to steer out, and then the car wants to jump. All because of the basic design of the suspension. And because of that, when I'm going over bumps, the car is just jumping left to right. It wasn't doing that with these arms set up with the pickup points where I wanted them and then adjusting caster like this. I mean, even Global West, their arms are going to have that problem when you use shims. And of course the factory ones have that problem. As soon as you deviate from factory specs, then you start picking up bump steer. So the question is, can I polish the galling out of this joint? Checking online, they say use dry lube, like Teflon dry lube. One thing that PTFE does is impregnate itself into the surface of the metal. So maybe that would help some if whatever grease or whatever it is I use has PTFE. Dry lube will help it not collect dirt. But I'm thinking there should be some sort of plastic piece that just made out of, you could 3D print it or something, that after you get your car all set up, you can just push it on here and it would snap over the joint and protect it from water and dirt coming down from the top. The bottom would be open so it can't collect water, and then it would protect the joints. Could I just use an inner tube and put a wire tie around it so that essentially I have the inner tube sort of running over the joint, and I have a wire tie around this and a wire tie around that, and then it's just rubber and the whole thing bends and it protects the joint completely from dirt and water. Of course, then it's not easy to grease. That's where my thoughts are. But, I can just turn this joint and I can feel it. I can feel those rough points. So the other thing I'm doing is I'm calling around to see if there's a better joint. In the meantime, I just think I'm going to try to polish these and then see if I can get rid of the creaky noise. That's it for now. I'm just going to try doing some polishing, and I'll bring you guys back when I supposedly get something figured out. There's two 10,000 shims right here to take the side load off of those joints, and this one here I had to chuck this up in the lathe and spin about 10 or 12 thousandths, I don't remember, 10 thousandths I think, off of this shaft in order to take the side load out of it. Hi, welcome to Don's Manufactory. Alrighty, these here control arms from TCP have been, shall we just call it reworked? Basically what I did was I had to polish the spheres, and I changed it over to silicone lubrication, and I haven't changed the adjustments on it yet, so I should be able to bolt these back in and have a decent alignment. And that's about it for those. I've made an appointment to have the front end lined up tomorrow morning at 10, so I better get busy and get them installed. Well, I've got the TCP arms back in, so ready to stick the springs back in and get her on the ground. Well, hey Wally, there's my bench after working on the front end of the car. See, I wasn't in the Wally zone. Well, I'm just leaving Les Schwab's after the alignment, and away we go, okay? steering wheel's crooked. Oh God, it just feels so good. Where I can do me some stop tests. At this point, as I'm approaching a freeway on-ramp, I'm thinking to myself, I think I'm going to get on it and just really open her up. So you can see I'm lagging behind, getting ready to go, and then I noticed, uh-oh, that there is a police car sitting on the side of the road running radar. Okay, just be a nice, casual driver as I go by. You can really hear the differential getting louder and louder as warmer it gets. Look at how little steering input I have to put into the car. It is just handling so well, even with the ruts in the freeway and stuff, the grooves. It's doing really great. $260 miles on that differential, so it's still a little noisy. I'm hoping it breaks in by the time I hit the 500 break-in mark. Maybe it'll be quiet. Hey, a nice little thumbs up from that flagger guy. Wow, oil all over the road. No wonder it was so slippery. There must be hydraulic oil out of that lift truck. Bucket truck. Still not locking up the back brakes even when the road's wet. Cool. Okay, so here we are on the speed bump road again. And I'll be testing for bump steer. It's pretty good. Notice it's not clunking. Well, not bad. All except the steering wheel's crooked. Well, boy, that strap leaves a mark on my head. Well, this turned out pretty good. The drive went pretty well. Steer's really good. It's easy. I can just palm the steering wheel. So the specs are a little different. It's 2.7 on the right side and 2.2 on the left side, driver's side. So, just backed off the caster just a little bit to see if it would make a difference. I like the way it drove out on the freeway and everything. It was really nice. So things are moving along. The upper control arms, no squeaking and no banging when I went over bumps, which is what it was doing before. So I'm pretty sure that was caused by the body of the spherical joint was hammering the ball. Of course, I wasn't taking the speed bumps at the same speed I did before. I did it at 30 miles an hour before, and I was only doing 25 this time because that's kind of what traffic allowed. It's moving along. We'll see how long these spherical joints last. I've got, what was it? Oh, it was 91, and now it's 29. So almost 40 miles on the spherical joints. And they haven't started squeaking yet, and last time they started squeaking after 50 miles. So we'll see. I'll keep you posted on how it turns out. Maybe a little more road testing at some point. I got other little things left to do, like I haven't put the molding on under the windshield, and no, I still don't have the horn ring. I know, I'll get to it. You know, big stuff first. Let's get the thing handling and driving right first. I have one more thing to do. My oil drain plug is leaking, and I've wanted to make a new one for a long time that would work better. So I'm on the hunt for either a better one or one that I kind of have a design in mind so I can make one on the lathe. Anyway, a project for another day. I'll catch you later.